This tutorial will be on classes and constructors. So right now, right now what we have is a billboard and 3 buttons, and when you press each button, you can see which button you press. Pretty simple little setup. Alright, so the code from this is the same code from the tag tutorial, so we'll just start there. So we have our 3 buttons and our billboard. So now, instead of just using functions like we have here, I want to use a class. And the reason classes are important is because you can reuse chunks of code, sometimes in the same game, which can be really helpful. So say here you want 6 buttons and 2 billboards, but you want each of them to do something similar, but maybe you want different text and different tags on your buttons. You can do that. All right, so making a class is actually really easy for this specific example especially. So I'm going to call it button pressed class. And we initiate it like we do for the tags up there, except we don't have anything to pass in. And what we can literally do is, instead of having all of this in our button device that we had before, let's just copy this billboard function, copy and paste it up into our class up here. And then let's copy and paste the 3 functions we had before. Okay. And put those into our class. Oh, right. So hopefully, okay, good. Hopefully. So now our button device is looking really bare. So obviously now, since these are inside a class, it doesn't know about these or where to find them because it's outside the scope. So we just need to tell it about our class. So we initiate it. So we're going to do class. All right. And now that we told it about it, now we just need to tell each of these where to find it. So bpd dot, and then bpd dot to tell it about that class and the functions within it. And now, hopefully, we can save this and we can compile it, push changes. And if we did this correctly, it should do the exact same thing. Yay to the exact same thing, huh? Okay, but test. And it works properly and does the same thing, but you're probably thinking, what's the point of that? We just made it into a class, no big deal. And one way to make this more useful is to be able to pass arguments in. So obviously, as it is, really all you could really do is have 3 buttons with those 3 tags specifically, and as it works now, but that's not very useful if, say, you want 6 buttons and 2 devices to do this, and each button needs its own tag, and maybe you want it to say different things, different numbers on the devices. So for that, we need a constructor to pass things in. So now, instead of just having this class, let's add a constructor. So outside of our class, maybe underneath it, outside of both of our classes, we're going to go ahead and make a constructor. We are going to call it pass in the message or something. Well, yeah, we can call it that. I don't know, pass in message. And then we're going to give it the constructor tag. And then we're going to pass stuff into this. But and then we're going to initiate it with the name of our class here. So it's going to be button. And it was button pressed class, right? Then here we're gonna do stuff. I'm just gonna put block for right this second. Oh no, that's not gonna work. I think I have to tell it. So, we have to give it some information. So why don't up here in our button pressed class, let's let's tell it some stuff we want to pass in. So let's do the message one, int the message 2, int the message 3, int. Okay, because remember how we passed in these ints here? So we can just pass them in like this instead. So let's pass in, instead of just hard coded, we could pass in the message 1 to this one, the message 2 to this one, and the message 3 to this one. Okay, so here we didn't initiate them with any value. We're going to press in. Okay, so now here what we can do is we can pass those in. So M1 we can just say int, kind of like just a regular function now. M3 int. Okay, so now, oh, pass in. Okay, so now, okay, so now we need to tell it what these three are going to be. So message 1, 2, and 3. So we can do message 1 will be equal to M1. I probably, oh, the message 1. Okay, so the message 1, the message 2. Did I? Oh, I gotta spell constructor right. That would probably help. Okay, so now with a constructor like this, we have to do it a little bit differently up here. So here, instead of initiating our class directly like that, we're gonna go, we can call it still BPD equals, and now we're gonna tell it the name of our constructor. So pass in message, and then we're gonna pass in what we want. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, and then save, and of course compile it and push changes again. And now this should work the exact same way. Okay, and then if we did it correctly, it should work the same way. All right, and it does. So now there we go with that. But still, it's not incredibly useful because yes, we can change the text. So like we can go here and maybe we want to change this to 4, 5, and 6 or whatever. But it still, we can make it a little bit nicer. So why don't we pass in the tags too? All right, so why don't we make this a little bit better and pass in these tags, or pass in any tags in general. So here we can do the message. How about if we do tag 1, tag 2, tag 3, and then here instead of having them here, we can do tag 1 instead of this one, tag 1 instead of this one, tag 2 instead of this one, tag 3. Oops. All right. And now down here in our constructor here, we're going to do more. We're going to pass in more in our constructor. So T1 can be a tag, T2 can be a tag, T3 can be a tag. There we go. And now Same thing here, tag 1. All right, so now we're passing those in. So now, of course, here we need to pass in our tags now. So remember our tags are up here, button tag 1, button tag 2, and button tag 3. So we're going to pass them in. All right, did I see button? Oh, I should have capitalized button tag. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to save this, compile it, and then push changes. All right, and it works the same way. Hey, thanks for watching, and if you like my video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If there's any tutorials that you would like me to make, comment below. And a cheesy plug for my maps. If you want to play any of my Fortnite games, that'd be awesome too. Okay, thank you.